Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses, the Ashen Blue Lion Wolves. In the last part, we explored the monastery in preparation for our mission this month, and in this one we will be actually doing it. Let's see here. So, let us get right into it.
Revelation from the goddess. To think we'll have the honor of attending such a historical event.
I hear the Archbishop will accompany us to the Holy Tomb.
If something happens to her, all of Fodlan will suffer. We must protect her at all costs.
This may sound mad, but perhaps we don't have to worry so much about that. Lady Rhea has said before that she is capable of protecting herself. I have a feeling that is true. I thought it was a strange thing for her to say. And beyond that, her movements bring to mind a great warrior with an extensive military background.
Who is Rhea really?
I wonder. Mind, it's also possible that I'm way off track. Regardless, perhaps we should brace ourselves for anything.
I never imagined attending a ceremony for a real revelation.
I wonder what the ceremony will be like. I'm so nervous. I'm not ready for this.
There's no chance for battle unless something goes terribly wrong, right? Oh, boring.
If you keep saying things like that, something bad is bound to happen.
What's wrong, Flame? You look like you have something on your mind.
Who, me? No, it is nothing. May we all see this through to the end.
Your Highness, I will protect you no matter what. Your Highness?
Lost in thought? You haven't seemed like yourself lately.
I haven't been sleeping well recently, and my head aches. But no need to worry. Let's focus on the task at hand. It's about time for Lady Rhea to arrive. Let's all steel ourselves for whatever may occur at this ceremony.
Yeah, but we have no idea what could happen. I mean, from the sounds of it, nothing should happen, so...
Are you surprised, Professor? This is the Holy Tomb.
Incredible. To think such a vast space has been hiding beneath the monastery all this time. I wonder what powers that giant mechanism that descends beneath the ground.
This is where the goddess who created this world was laid to rest, along with her children. It is said that our creator, the goddess Sothis, sat upon this very throne. Professor, do you recognize this throne?
Yes, I do. It's on the loading screen.
So long.
Or title screen.
I have waited so very long for this day. Sit upon the throne. I have no doubt you will be gifted a revelation from the goddess.
I'm not wearing that outfit.
Well, it was supposed to be but a step away. What could possibly be missing?
Halt! Reveal yourself!
Don't move, any of you. If you move, your lives will be forfeit. Thank you ever so much for guiding us this far. The Imperial Army will now take possession of everything in the Holy Tomb.
Why is the Imperial Army here?
This can't be. How did they get into Garreg Mach?
Even the Flame Emperor is here. That can only mean...
The Flame Emperor is connected to the Empire. What do you know?
I never imagined you'd have the nerve to return here. What are you after, Flame Emperor?
Is it not obvious? The Holy Tomb contains great power. The power to rule all of Fodlan.
And to attain that power, you'll trample anything that stands in your way. Just like you did in Dusker.
I had nothing to do with that. Quickly retrieve the crest stones. Kill for them if you must.
Insolence! You will atone for the sin of trampling on this holy resting place. Professor, destroy these villainous traitors who dare dishonor our creator.
Wait, what? That seems a little extreme, don't you think? I mean, I'd like to know why they're doing it. Did that thought never cross your mind? Rhea seems to have gone off the deep end. It's part of the reason why I wish there was a way to side against Rhea, outside of the Beagles. With the Beagles, you do get the option to pick a side that fights against Rhea, but in the other routes, you're pretty much railroaded into being on Rhea's side. It's a little inconvenient. Alright, let's see. Yeah, and I can't bring everyone, so we're gonna have to set up people as, or one other person as a, adjutant. So let's just go with my usual Balthus. No, don't quit the battle. I want to go to the marketplace. What are you thinking? Oh, right. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, right. Yeah, that Metodi guy who showed up. He actually shows up in the DLC as well, and it's on a recycled map from the DLC. In the map he shows up, you have to fight a whole group of enemies in the map where Gerald died. Shameless recycling. And this, I believe... Wait, no, this one. This map doesn't get recycled, no, but the one where you have to, the one where you get the Sword of the Creator for the first time, that one does get recycled. This map does show up later in an optional paralogue, but to get that paralogue you have to have at least a C support with Rhea before the end of Part 1, which will end with the next chapter, actually. Which is something I forgot to, or a bit of commentary I forgot to include in the last part. I'll probably have it either retroactively put in.
I will not allow such violence from the Empire. Strike down the rebels and protect the Holy Tomb.
Or as a note.
The crest stones are in the caskets! Open every last one of them!
The Holy Tomb must not be desecrated. Protect as many of the crest stones as you can.
Yeah, so the enemies...
Heretics! What could be gained from desecrating these tombs and disgracing the dead?
You do get some nice rewards if you protect all the, holy, or the crest stones. Anyway, what was I talking about again? Oh, right, yeah. Wait, no, I forgot.
What should I do?
Yeah, I honestly forgot. But anyway, with this map... Oh, right. With this map gets recycled if you get a C support with Rhea before the end of last month.
Stay focused.
And then last month, there was something I wanted to bring up, so I'll probably either retroactively fix it or put it in as a note. But just in case I forget either, I'll reiterate the point here. Last month would actually be a good time to recruit any characters who have a paralogue that you want to do in Part 1. So Ingrid, Sylvain, Felix, I guess Lorenz, Ignatz, and Raphael, you know, characters who have a paralogue in Part 1, basically. As far as I know, if you recruit them in next month, which I think is the very last month you'll be in Garrick Mach, or the last month for Part 1, then you won't get their paralogues and you won't be able to do it, because the last month for Part 1 is very short and you only have 1 week of free time. Or actually you get 2 weeks of free time, but they don't, it doesn't unlock anything new for you to do if you grab a character in the next month. So, if there are any paralogues you want to do, recruit the characters who have those paralogues before the end of this month. I should have definitely included that in the last part, though. It is negligence on my part that I did not. Alright, let's go ahead and take out the knight here.
Ever so sorry. Do you see where you went wrong?
Oh yeah, and I did restart maddening one more time. I'm very indecisive like that. And the restart I did on maddening just has me worried about chapters where I can normally just have my character split up and take down large groups of enemies on their...
Take away the crest stones. All of them.
That is enough. Do you even know what those stones are?
Because on Maddening, most characters probably aren't going to be strong enough to actually do that. But yeah, the, looks like the, I think those are either thieves or mercenaries. Sorry, past Space Oyster was distracted here. If it goes on too long, I'll just cut it out. Oh wait, no, there we go. I just had to complain about it. Anyway. Oh, right. So, it looks like these, thieves and the bandits, they will go out of their way to grab the crest stones, so I don't think you need to worry about them attacking you. But you do want to take them out before they escape or they get too far away, because you don't want to have to end up pulling huge mobs at a time. But maps like this have me worried about doing them on Maddening, since on Maddening, my usual approach of divide and conquer and let a small portion of my team take out
stronger all the time.
Take out swaths and swaths of enemies will not be as effective, or at least I don't think it will be. Enemies on Maddening tend to scale very quickly, and you do not get a lot of EXPs to work with. But I did try it on New Game Plus, and so far I am loving New Game Plus Maddening. One of the bonuses from that carries over to New Game Plus that I have no way to turn off, unfortunately, is that you carry over the progress you made on the statues that you can repair. And since the bonuses from those statues include extra experience, both for weapons classes and just experience, it allows the characters to stay more on top of things. It's quite handy. Alright, let's go ahead and have Dimitri take out this guy, and then I think I'll have Constance backtrack and handle that guy back there. Oh, that short spear looks horrible. Why am I using a short spear?
I must stay
The way he handles a javelin is so much sexier. But I guess the short spear, it's programmed in like a sword, or he's programmed to hold it like a sword.
Skirmish. Mastery is...
Yay! A rank. A rank authority is good. And then some of the stuff I've been learning about Maddening as well is that, let's see. Let's just go ahead and equip her short spear so she can counter and heal her up.
You're amazing.
And then we'll dance for her, since at this point I do believe I have the skill Special Dance unlocked, which is, buffs a bunch of stats for the character you dance for. It's very, very handy. I feel like I was talking about something else and then I forgot it. Happens a lot, though. Oh well. Nice job, Ingrid. You are hitting them hard. Oh, right, I was talking about Maddening. Yeah, I'm worried about the tougher chapters where this divide and conquer sort of approach isn't going to be as helpful, and I imagine there's going to be even more enemies on there. But since I've started to get more used to the higher difficulty, I have a harder time going back down to hard mode. But I should probably do hard mode for more experimental runs. Like I want to do an auto tutor run. There's that Bane run I'm still working on. Although it's the Bane only run. I've lost interest in it because when focusing on the character's Banes, there's really not. They really can't do as much as I would like for them to do. And that's mostly because characters who have Banes in other types of magic, like Faith or Reason, they don't learn any interesting spells that are fun to work
Can't
with.
afford to lose.
It's a golden deer run for those Banes, and the people I have with magic-related Banes are
Luck is on my side.
Hilda and Claude have Banes in Faith, and Raphael has a Bane in Reason. But none of them learn any interesting spells when I invest in any form of magic. The exception being Hilda can learn... Well, Hilda learns bolting, and I suppose Claude has some interesting wind-related spells, so he can be a pretty quick mage who doesn't get burdened by his own spells. But he can't really do much else with his spell list. It's very underwhelming. Like, I don't have Physic, and I can't Warp, because the characters who learn Warp have boons in Faith, so, and since that would ruin the point of a Bane run, that's not really an option.
Do it just as I planned.
Yeah, so while the Bane run is interesting at first, because it's kind of funny to see the characters in classes that they have no reason to go into,
Don't wait up.
I pretty much lost interest in it. Ignatz turned out surprisingly well. Like I mentioned before, his only Bane is flying, so he's pretty much got to go down Wyvern Rider. And so that's
Had
neat.
to be done.
Had to be done indeed.
Now's our chance.
Oh no! But another sort of challenge run I'm thinking of trying out is a auto tutor run. So, so normally when you get to teach your class new and interesting things, you get to you get the option auto tutor, so it'll just have the game automatically pick out what to train for them. So I was thinking of doing one where I give the students no guidance. That could be fun and interesting. I think I already brought that run up though, because the goal with that is to make Three Houses play a bit more like older Fire Emblems, where characters have set promotion paths and aren't as flexible. So it could be interesting to give that a shot. Although, as it turns out, Maddening, weirdly, kind of plays out that way as well.
Seems like
But not exactly the way it would in an older Fire Emblem game. In Maddening, most characters have a tough time excelling the way they do on normal and hard mode, because the enemies scale up so much that you don't have as much experience points to go around. So the best way to get some good characters who can keep up with the enemies is to recruit them outside of your house. So Ingrid, for example,
I'm getting stronger.
on Maddening, she actually does a lot better if you don't play on the Blue Lions and you instead recruit her into the Golden Deer or the Beagles. So that way she's auto-leveling, you don't need to give her experience, and she works towards a class that is useful for her.
I'll stick with it.
Although, in that situation, it makes it kind of funny that the characters do better in any class except their own. So that was an amazing laugh. I love you, Constance.
Acknowledge my contribution.
You killed the monster
I
good.
expect no less.
I wish you didn't have the abilities Circaday and Beat, so that way we could listen to your glorious laugh all the time. Anyway, what was I going on about? Oh yeah, oddly enough, it makes most of the students stand out in classes other than their own.
Well done.
But you still need to be able to get through the early game. So in the early game, you just focus on the students who excel early on in their own class. So the three lords, and then Byleth, and I think usually they're second in command. Each class has someone who fits the second in command role. They usually can't be recruited out of their house, and and they have a close connection to the main lord. So those second-in-commands would be Hubert, Dedue, and Hilda. Although Hilda can be recruited out of the Golden Deer, except in the Beagles. If you're playing Beagles, then you can't recruit her right away. You can only do it in the chapter after this one, and only if you are not going through the going for the Crimson Flower route. She's completely unavailable for Crimson Flower.
Defenseless, are we? Over already?
It makes it really frustrating for playing Crimson Flower, because Hilda's missing items will show up throughout the monastery, but you can't give them to her, because she's coded the same way that Dimitri and Dedue are, and so you can't even talk to her about missing items, but they're still there. It's very frustrating. I don't like it. Anyway, despite the fact that I like Trickster and the Finger Bangs more, I decided to work on mastering the Enlightened One class for Boyleth. Mostly because I want that mastery skill. So yeah, that's a tip to keep in mind for maddening, is if there's a particular student you want to use, if they don't, or if they have a rough start in their own house, then consider playing in a different house and recruiting them into it. I think there was something else I wanted to talk about. What else did I want to talk about? I'm sure it'll come back to me. Oh, right, well, as for my current Maddening run, I'm doing it on New Game Plus, and I find that so far it's been my ideal difficulty, since the characters aren't leveling up too slowly, but I can still get things done with them.
You didn't give it your all.
And it eases me into doing, just a regular new game on Maddening rather than New Game Plus. If you beat Maddening on, from a completely fresh save file, so no New Game Plus benefits, then you get a version of the title screen, but it's drenched in gold, like someone gave Sothis a golden shower. I didn't think she'd be into that, but goddesses are apparently depraved. Because that is some, well, I'm not gonna say completely sick, but it's not very hygienic. I don't know. I'm personally, I'm not into it. Alright. Anyway, happy. Let's go ahead and take out the Armor Knight. Wait, why am I using Swarm Z?
Nighty-night.
Oh well. And then it also highlights some interesting things about the way characters auto-level. With the beginner classes, so Monk, Fighter, Soldier, and Myrmidon, well, with particularly Monk and Fighter, those classes you can unlock by having a D rank in one of multiple areas. Monks get you can unlock Monk if you are if you have a D rank in Reason or Faith, and you unlock Fighter if you have a D rank in Brawling, Axes, or Bows. So when the AI goes into one of those classes, they get a D rank in all of the qualified areas. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. The Flame Emperor is coming, and my units are Ingrid and Annette cannot move because they got gambited. And Annette didn't dodge it, even though the odds were in her favor. So we're gonna have to deal with this here and now. Ooh, I can deal with it here and now. Armored classes are so weak. Alright, so let's go ahead and get in as much experience as we can. Oh, was I talking about something else? I don't remember. I guess that could be the alternate title of this Let's Play. What was I talking about? I don't remember. I seriously need to work on my memory issues. Or just redo it in post. Who knows? but it also makes certain characters stand out more for their performance in Maddening if they're pretty good in the early game,
No biggie.
or if they have a role that they can fill that doesn't relate to combat. So the early game healers, Marianne, Mercedes, and Lindhart stand out
I must
since
stay focused.
healing is always useful. And who else stands out? I thought there was going to be something else in there. Sagittae! Oops, I skipped his line.
Wait. No. I was just following orders.
Well, you followed the wrong orders, Mr. Dude. Alright, and lastly, we take out the Flame Emperor. Hey, we killed every last one of them. Dimitri would be proud.
You are the one person I did not wish to make an enemy of.
Wait, he has the Crest of Flames? Oh, right, yeah, he does have the Crest of Flames. He also has the ability Counterattack. It can make him troublesome to deal with. ... Don't forget your lines, Dimitri.
Is this some kind of twisted joke? I've been looking for you. I will take that head from your shoulders and hang it from the gates of Endor! Stop right there!
Oh, yay, we protected all the things. Knowledge gem. Ooh, those are nice. Yeah, so all that happy stuff after Dimitri's just slaughtered all those people. That was fun.
Before I break your neck, there is one thing I must ask you.
Stay out of my way.
I don't recall giving you permission to speak. Answer my question. That is all you have left to do. Flame Emperor. No. Edelgard. Tell me now. Why did you cause such a tragedy? You killed your own mother, and yet you haven't even had the decency to stop and consider the reasons behind your actions. Have you?
I already told you I had nothing to do with that.
It was foolish to think I could reason with a lowly beast.
Your Majesty, now!
You are a monster.
Come, Hubert.
To flee is futile, wicked girl. The Church of Seros will raise its entire army against you until you have been captured and punished. You have defiled the Holy Tomb, dishonored the goddess, and humiliated your brethren. That crime will never be erased. Even if you burn in the eternal flames and spill all of your blood into the goddess's soil. Come, Professor. Let us return and decide upon our next course of action.
Yeah, careful, Rhea. Your crazy is showing. And yours, too. Are you okay? I can't believe it was Edelgard.
We weren't able to defeat her.
Your Highness.
I will kill Edelgard with my own hands. I swear it! Let's return to the monastery, Professor. It is clear what must be done.
Yeah, so very interesting twist for Dimitri. If only it hadn't been spoiled in the very beginning with bad writing.
So, he's finally shown his true face. The same Dimitri I've seen once before. A beast who loves spilling blood.
You're wrong. I'm sure of it. There has to be an explanation.
I knew he'd been carrying the burden of that tragedy. I understand his thirst for revenge. His family and closest friends, all massacred right in front of him. But it still doesn't add up. There must be more that we don't know.
That's true. Dimitri didn't come unhinged until after the Flame Emperor was unmasked.
You don't think there's some connection between those two, do you?
The leaders of the Church have misused its creed to fulfill their true desire, to rule the world. They have fooled the people of Fodlan. Long ago, they divided the Empire to create a kingdom, and then divided that kingdom to create an alliance. They did all of this to make the masses bicker amongst themselves. They caused instability in order to reinforce their own authority. They gathered gold and lived in extravagance. How? By preying on the devotion of those who wished for the goddess's salvation. Those corrupt hypocrites cannot lead Fodlan to true peace. Their foul belief system must be torn asunder so that true wisdom may finally prevail. And so, I have decided, by order of the Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard von Hresvelg, the Empire hereby declares war on the Church of Seros.
I cannot believe it. Let us recount the situation as it stands, Professor. After you returned from the Holy Tomb, the Adrestian Empire declared war upon the Church of Seros, as well as our allies.
Declared war?
Edelgard demanded her own father relinquish the throne, and then assumed the position of Emperor. She has deemed the Church of Seros to be an evil of this world, and is calling upon the people of Fodlan to help her tear it down. I must discuss our response to this declaration with the Archbishop, after the Knights return from their investigation. Until then, watch over the students. See that they remain calm.
Professor, the Empire has declared war on the Church of Seros.
We knew this day would come, sooner or later.
What's going to happen?
Don't worry, but we do need more information.
We can't afford to be optimistic. It's entirely possible the kingdom will be invaded.
Settle yourself, Ingrid. We need to carefully consider our options.
We can't just act rashly. That will only make things worse.
Once we've ascertained the situation, we must return to Ferdiad. Your Highness. ...
Don't forget your lines. Anyway, I'll call that here. Thank you all for watching.